Wish you could become a morning person? You know the type, up before the sun, early morning runs, first one to the office with donuts and a smile. How do they do it? Easy. With the new Galaxy Watch 8, sleep tracking and personalized insights from Samsung Health help you improve so you can wake up to a whole new you. One who, dare I say it, skips the snooze? It's possible. Train your sleep with Galaxy Watch 8. Learn more at Samsung.com. Requires compatible Samsung Galaxy phone, Samsung Health app, and Samsung account.
This episode is brought to you by Nespresso and Samra Origins by the Weekend Coffee Collection.
Introducing Samra Origins. My collaboration with Nespresso is a connection to my roots, to my mother, Samra. Coffee that hits the right notes. It transports you. Crafted with unique notes and bold, soaring flavors. Experience a taste that moves you. Nespresso and Samra Origins.
Discover more at Nespresso.com.
Well, after several weeks, so we're at like week 23 or 24.
You received the third and final pair, which is the ones you're just showing me. And what's wrong with these?
How did it? Yeah, sit
please
down to show.
try them on, Cinderella.
This is the plaintiff, Lisette Braylow. She says she purchased a pair of custom shoes from the defendant, and when she received them, they were too small. The defendant made another pair for her, but they were too big. When she complained, the hot-headed defendant went off on her, refuses to return her money, and she's suing him here and now for the $648 she's owed. This is the defendant, Olivier Rabath. He says he makes custom one-of-a-kind shoes and made the nasty plaintiff 2 pairs of shoes. Tried very hard to make her happy, but soon learned nothing will please her. He's not a store, he's an artist, and says the plaintiff's just a lonely person who needs some love. But owe her a refund? He thinks not. He's accused of having no soul.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
What you are about to witness is real. The participants are not actors. They are actual litigants with a case pending in civil court. Both parties have agreed to drop their claims and have their cases settled here before Judge Marilyn Millian in our forum, the People's Court.
Be seated, come to order, please. It's the new shoes. Litigants have been sworn in.
Thank you, Douglas. Lisette Braylow?
Yes.
You are suing Olivier Rabath and Olivier Rabath Associates Incorporated, your business, for $648 that you say he needs to return to you for breaching a contract to custom make some shoes for you. All
Correct.
right, tell me what happened.
Well, in February, I went to the big American Craft Council show in Baltimore, and I saw these really cool shoes, and I stopped to talk with the artist, Mr. Rabath, and
I noticed that you're from New York. Did you just happen to be in Baltimore, or do you actually?
I'm from Philadelphia, and I usually go to that show because it's quite a big one.
Okay.
And I'm interested in craft.
Now, how does it work? There's different booths set up?
Yes.
Okay, and
So
what is your art?
My art is making shoes, but basically I promote my art to promote my school. I'm a teacher, and I teach people how to make boots.
Okay.
And the way to promote my school is to show my art.
Okay.
I'm an artist selected by the Smithsonian Museum, so I'm representing...
By the Smithsonian Museum?
Yes.
Okay, how were you selected by the Smithsonian
Because
Museum?
you present yourself by the jury, and you got a select of 120 artists, select on over 15,000.
Okay. So you see a pair of boots that catch your eye?
Yes.
All right. And could you describe the boots for me?
I have them with me. If
Well,
you'd
that
like.
would be even better. So...
You can see they're quite interesting and beautiful.
Yeah, can you send one of those up here so I can see it better? Okay. So these are handmade.
Yes.
And these are, I guess, like flames, or?
Yes.
Okay. So you see these and you want them?
Yes.
And the price is?
$590.
Okay. And?
So I ordered a pair of shoes.
Okay.
And so he traced my foot. He took a tracing of my foot in his notebook, and he measured the top of the feet, I guess to see how tall they needed to be.
Right.
and told me it would be 8 to 12 weeks.
So what's the day that you pay?
February 22nd.
Okay, that's at the craft show.
Yeah, and I
All right.
actually have the receipt here from
May I see it?
having
All right,
purchased
and then,
them.
so what happens?
So after 8 weeks, I called, and he said they weren't ready yet and reminded me he had said 8 to 12 weeks,
Okay.
which was all right. So then at about 13 weeks, I called him again, and they weren't quite ready yet. But he called me and said they'd be ready at the end of May, and I decided to have him ship them to me. And he asked me to pay shipping costs of $35, which I did. I sent him a check right away.
All right, so bottom line is there was a delay of how long at that point?
Another 2 weeks.
Okay.
And then about a week later, I got the shoes, but they didn't fit. I couldn't put my
So
foot
when you
into
finally
them.
got the shoes, it was week what?
Oh, it was week about 15,
Okay.
16.
So you got the shoes and what happened?
So they didn't fit.
They were too,
Small.
okay.
I couldn't put my foot into them. So I called him right away and sent him an email, and he said, oh, I must have sent you the pair I made for someone else and sent her your pair. So I shipped them back the same day. I sent them at my expense, and he sent me an email saying that he would pay for that shipping, which he hasn't. So another 4 weeks goes by, so now, we're about 20 weeks since I had ordered them. So finally, he sends me another pair of shoes, and they're too big. I walked out of them. I couldn't,
You're like Goldilocks. All right, so they're too big, and
So I sent those back also and asked him to make a pair that fit me, since he had taken the tracing of my foot and measured my
wait,
foot.
and when you sent those back, did you
Well-
incur another shipping charge?
I ended up sending them to a friend of mine. She
Okay.
had an appointment near where his space is, and she would return them in person, which she did. But
And what was the plan at that point?
Well, she was hoping he would give her a refund since they didn't fit, and he did not do that. And she got into some words, but I can't have her here today to tell
Why
you that.
isn't she here today?
She has a job that precluded her being here today.
So then you communicate with him through email and tell him what?
I said, okay, you have my money. Where are my shoes? Well, after several weeks, like week 23 or 24,
You received the third and final
This
pair,
is
which
the
is the ones
third
you're just showing me,
pair.
and what's wrong with these?
if I may sit
please
down to show.
try them on, Cinderella. We went from Goldilocks to Cinderella.
This is as far as I can get. It's too tight right here, and I can't get my foot into it.
Okay. Can you put your foot down and?
No. I've tried,
No.
believe me.
Yeah.
They just won't go.
It's in there.
I mean, I
Okay.
could stand up and try. But
No, that's all right. I don't want you to hurt yourself.
Right,
All
wanna step
right.
back?
Yes, thank you.
So let's talk.
Yes, absolutely.
All right. She paid you $590 for the custom-made shoes.
Yes.
And
One
the
of-
first thing that goes wrong is you switch who they go to?
Here, it's too simple. It's I make a mistake by shipping the wrong orders to her.
The other customer was in LA.
Yes.
They
and-
got her shoes, she got the other customer's
Yes,
shoes.
so the time-
She sent the shoes right away. The LA customer waited how long?
Yes, take like maybe 2 weeks. I couldn't push the person. It's not her mistake. So she ship it as she can. I ship it to her. The thing is, from the very beginning, I think we start from the wrong foot here. I am not a shoe store.
No pun intended. You're not a shoe store.
I am not a shoe store. I'm one-of-a-kind shoes. Custom-made shoes is $2,000. That's the cost of any custom-made shoes. Basically, one-of-a-kind shoes doesn't even have a cost. One-of-a-kind shoes, there's only one shoes, you have it. Nobody else have that shoes. How much it costs, what price
Oh,
you
but
can...
lots of people have this shoe because you make it for a lot of people. It's not one of a kind. I mean, we know that the California person got it, so, right.
You have none, these details exactly like this one. It's every time one of a kind, and I do it myself. I don't have one single helper, which show you the guarantee is all done by my hand.
The problem is they
when
don't
it's so
fit.
large, okay? You need to make a fitting, like normal. Don't send me your friends.
Okay, let's talk about that. So she sends the friend.
The friends to what? To my people send you to your people. So I had this poor lady who got terrified by her. And she came to exchange the shoes and to see what can I do. So I say, she's not here. How can I fit? How can I change something? So I offer different...
What I don't understand is if the shoes didn't fit, why didn't you just weren't going to a second fitting? You just weren't going to do it.
Well,
never fitting.
Excuse me, no one suggested a
Well, no,
fitting.
you have feet and a brain, and you know that if they're too big, you're just going to trust them to make them small enough.
Well,
it turned out, how'd that work out for you? Not very well, right? Because then he made him too small. That's your complaint. So that was pretty predictable. Why did you send your friend instead of you going? Wouldn't it have made more sense for you to go to get the problem solved with your feet attached to your ankles? That way he could see them.
Perhaps so. He didn't suggest that, and he had the tracing of my foot that he had taken.
Okay.
I mean, he drew it.
And then when she doesn't, when she sends her friend, your response to that is to actually make him smaller. Your response isn't, no, I need to see her. She needs to come and see me for a fitting.
Well, I understood why she couldn't come, and apparently her friend tried to find the solutions to cool her down. That's it. So I have this person...
What was her friend what solution was her friend finding?
Try to find the solutions to cool Lisette down. So I look at her and say, well, since she's not here, I can do a rectification, provide 2 insoles in order for you to use the shoes. I tried to find the solutions. She preferred to call Lisette to be sure. Lisette said, no, I don't want to rectify the shoes. I want a new pair. Okay, straight, another pair. So I say, well, you know, it's a lot of work, but, you know, I see the person determined. I want to get rid of this situation. You have sometimes one, and you know, when you go public, you have to deal with public. And sometimes you have one, and 400 super cool. So, you know, you have to deal and be flexible. Sometimes people are very complicated. And you have
some
to
people are super complicated. They want shoes that fit.
Oh, yeah, for instance. So I offer, well, so you make another one. And so she asked, what rectifications over the phone? So I take away all my responsibilities.
Well, yeah, you do and you don't. Because what you do is you undertake to make the rectifications over the phone. You're making fun of her for doing it. And I've given her grief. Now it's my turn to give you your grief. Why do you go ahead and do the rectifications?
Because I don't want to discuss. She's
fine. The boss. So once you undertake to do them, what is it you do? Did you make her a new pair?
Yes, and I sent it.
Out of the same shoes?
I took the old one, bigger. I use the same leather, and I make it smaller. I make a 1/4 inches all around, like she asked.
So now, as it turns out, that rectification that you undertook to go ahead and make over the phone didn't work. Because I made her shove her foot in there, and I pushed her foot like I didn't. We weren't going to play around. You saw me down there on my knees.
I am sure.
Very ungraceful.
I don't even have
I was trying to make sure. So the shoes don't fit.
Sure.
Now what? Now too bad for her?
Yes, because when you are better, when you're better than me, and you know more than me, and I follow your order, I ask you to come, because it's harder to send me your friend instead of you. When you want to be served well. Do you care?
Can I ask you a question? Normally, when you make a pair of shoes for somebody, does it fit right off the bat?
Not necessarily. Sometimes.
So sometimes people come for another fitting?
Yes, absolutely. Like clothes, it's nothing new. It's not a shopping mall. It's a one of a kind. You have things that are all done by artists. And she sent me an email. She wrote it. I hate ordering from artists, and you're one of them. So why you keep coming back?
That's true.
Why you hate them? Why you keep
your emails?
You
I have
need
to say.
control. So I rectify. I say, okay, leave the shoes, and I accept to make a second pair. Okay, you know, second pair, $600. It's a lot of work.
Then don't do it. Tell her I am happy to change these to fit what you want, but you got to come in.
I want to get rid of the situation.
Yeah, but that didn't work out because now, you know, where are we now? If the shoe doesn't fit, you must have quit. I got a problem. She paid $600 for shoes and she doesn't have them.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Harvey Levin here. Why would somebody make custom boots when there are thousands of boots out there at any store you go to?
To be exclusive.
What does that mean?
Different.
So you put like on the heel, exclusive.
That's it. Yeah, I mean, for sure. And women are like that. They want to be different from other women.
Is she making a point? You buying this?
I buy it.
Really?
Yeah. Because for women, you do want to be exclusive and you want to be different, so it makes sense.
Is anybody going to know you had these made, seriously?
No.
But
Let's stop at no, because I like no, going inside the courtroom.
I understand what you're saying. You are an artist, but you are an artist who has chosen to make a business. And when you choose to make a business, you are bound. I don't care how creative you are. I don't care how good an artist you are. You are bound by the same rules of contracts as every other person. Whether you are a multi-billion-dollar shoe corporation or an artisan who makes one-of-a-kind shoes over and over again of the same style. That either way, no matter which you are, they're still bespoke shoes. I understand that. I understand that you feel she was impolite in her emails to you and a little curt. But the bottom line is, when you tell a customer it'll be 8 to 12 weeks, you gotta abide by what you said. When you tell a customer, I'm gonna make you shoes for your feet, you gotta abide by what you said. Stop. And if the customer sends her friend to surprise you and say, here are the shoes, make them fit, then you just tell the customer, I'm not gonna do it. We're already having a problem, obviously. But when you undertake to make them smaller, you create a new contract. And now I'm in week 23, and what am I supposed to do?
Now, my question is, when her friend came with her shoes, which too large, what was supposed to be my reaction? Because she wanted to find a solution.
I'm gonna tell you exactly what your reaction is, because it needs to be your reaction the next time. I can't undertake to make new shoes if I don't know what the problem is. Tell your friend she needs to come with the shoes. Have a wonderful day. That's it. That's what your reaction should be. But when you say, oh, no problem, I'm gonna take care of it, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, then you gotta do this and do that. When you say it's 8 to 12 weeks, you got to take 8 to 12 weeks. It's business, okay? And I see absolutely no reason why you wouldn't. That's why they were so concerned about the shipping charges, because she ended up having to pay a shipping charge for your mistake. But based on what I am hearing, first of all, hand me the shoes. The shoes go back to you, and I am going to order you to return the amount she paid you for the shoes and the 2 shipping charges, for a sum total judgment in favor of the plaintiff in the amount of the $648. Those shoes go to him.
Well, the artiste is here with the shoes.
Yes.
You got your shoes back.
Yes,
What's your reaction to the verdict from the judge?
Well, I think she's absolutely right about the concept of making business and make it very clear. I should be more clear also with the customer.
So you're a great artist, but how are you as a businessman?
I'm also a very good businessman, since I teach people how to make shoes completely. But I cannot satisfy everybody, and I'm not a shoe store, absolutely not.
What are you going to do with these shoes now?
Well, here I will probably find somebody very happy to have it.
Okay, good luck to you.
Thank you.
Head right down that way. All right, so step on in here. I'm satisfied how this comes out?
Yes, I am, thank you.
Don't you want those boots, you know?
I wanted them very much, and if they had fit, I would have told everyone I knew where I got them and who made them, and maybe they would have bought more, but unfortunately...
Were you surprised that 8 to 12 weeks means you get an email, maybe, in the 12th week?
Well, I have worked with artists before, and 12 weeks could mean 12 or 14, but not, I mean, now it's 8 months.
You got good shoes on? Okay.
Yes.
You got enough good shoes? Harvey?
Okay, a little tip here. Even though the plaintiff won this case because the defendant didn't produce in the right period of time, put these magic words in a contract. Time is of the essence. Those are magic words that give you the right to have things done when they're promised to be done. And that will do it for this case of litigants. For the next case on the way into the courtroom right now.
ABC Wednesdays, Shifting Gears is back.
He has arisen.
Tim Allen and Kat Dennings return in television's #1 new comedy.
What?
With a star-studded premiere including Jenna Elfman, Nancy Travis, and...
Hey, buddy!
A big home improvement reunion.
Welcome.
Oh, boy.
That guy's a tool.
Shifting Gears, new Wednesdays, 8/7 Central on ABC and stream on Hulu.
This episode is brought to you by Indeed. When your computer breaks, you don't wait for it to magically start working again. You fix the problem. So why wait to hire the people your company desperately needs? Use Indeed's sponsored jobs to hire top talent fast. And even better, you only pay for results. There's no need to wait. Speed up your hiring with a $75 sponsored job credit at Indeed.com/podcast. Terms and conditions apply.
This is the plaintiff, Jennifer Saltalamacchia. She says she provided daycare services for the defendant's son for about a year, and everything was great. Then, out of the blue, the defendant told her her services were no longer needed and was pulling his son out immediately. She reminded the defendant there was a 2-week notice cancellation fee. Was told, so what? And here they are. She's suing for $400, the amount she's owed. This is the defendant, James Roach. He says his son began to come home from the plaintiff's care hurt, with black eyes, even a fat lip. The woman never called him to alert him of an accident or anything like that, and he became suspicious. He took his child out of the daycare ASAP because he felt he was being neglected. Owe her a cancellation fee? Fat chance. He's accused of pulling out too early.
All parties, please raise your right hand.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case on the docket. The plaintiff provided daycare for the defendant, and everything was hunky-dory for a year until the defendant abruptly pulled his kid out without notice. But the defendant says he removed his son after the kid came home with a black eye and fat lip. It's the case of you give daycare a black eye.
Jennifer Saltalamacchia,
Yes.
you are suing James and Lindsay Roach.
Yes.
For $400, $200 a week for a 2-week notice period that they, according to you, they did not give you and owe you pursuant to your contract.
Right.
Tell me what's going on.
I provided daycare for their baby pretty much since birth. He was 6 weeks old when he came to me. He came every day, Monday through Friday, from 12 noon to 6:30. Everything was great. I love the baby. I miss him. We took excellent care of him.
Was that the only baby you were taking care of?
No, I have a family. I am licensed for a family daycare in my home.
So how many babies were you taking care of? Or how many children?
Up to 8 at one time.
Okay. Do you have any helpers there, or is it just you?
Yes.
How many?
3.
Okay.
Anyway, things started getting a little weird. I noticed that his wife was kind of like passive-aggressively complaining, nitpicking, and...
About what?
Like, for example, they wanted the baby to have organic milk, which I don't supply, and that's not a problem. So they were bringing their own milk, which is also fine. But she got annoyed because I one day forgot to tell her that we were running low. She was obviously annoyed, and little things like that. And one day I approached her and I said, Lindsay, it seems like there's something bothering you. Are you not happy with the care? Because lately you've been kind of nitpicking a lot, and I can't fix it unless you tell me, what's wrong. And she actually got teary. She said she was under a lot of stress, and she actually admitted that she was nitpicking.
That was how long before they took the baby out?
Probably 3 or 4 weeks.
Okay, and in total you took care of that baby for how long?
A year, a year.
All right, when do you finally figure out that they're taking the baby out?
On October 4th, which was a Friday, she said to me, I have some bad news.
Okay.
And I got a little scared because I didn't know what was wrong. I mean, I know her husband's been having medical problems and things like that. So I didn't know, like when she said bad news, I got scared. So I said, what's wrong? And she said, well, my parents are getting divorced, and my mom is coming to live with us, and she's going to be taking care of the baby from now on. So I said, okay, because, these things happen.
Sure.
But then I asked her, when's going to be his last day? And she said, well, today's going to be his last day. He won't be coming back after
Okay, do you have a contract with them?
Yes.
Does it have a 2-week clause?
Yes.
Let me see that. So go on.
So I politely said to her, well, Lindsay, we have an agreement that I would get 2 weeks' notice if you decided to take the baby out of my care. And she said, my husband and I reviewed it last night, and there's nothing in it that says anything about giving 2 weeks' notice.
But it does. Number 9 says provider or parent can terminate this agreement with at least 2 weeks' notice. And
right. So I again politely said to her, well, Lindsay, I said, I know for a fact it does. I can show you the original, and I use the same contract for all the families.
Okay. And so does she pay the 2 weeks?
No.
Does he?
No.
Do you have any more contact with them after that day when you're asking them to?
Well, I left off with Lindsay that she said she was going to talk to her husband about the contract, and I told her I was going to pull out the original, and when he came to pick up the baby, I would have a copy for him, to show him. When he came in at 6:30 at night, he came in. I said, "Hi, James. Did you speak to Lindsay today?" He said, "Yes, I did." And he asked me, "What did she say to you?" And I said, "Well, she said that her parents are getting divorced and mom is going to live with you guys and take care of the baby." And he goes, "Yeah, well, that's part of it, but there's more." So I said, "Well, what more?" And he goes, "The black eye." And I was confused and shocked at first, but then he started accusing me, making false accusations that his child had sustained multiple injuries in my care.
Had the child sustained any injuries in your care?
One a week prior, very minor.
What had happened?
He turned 1 year old in September, so he was a new walker. And this one time, he just kind of fell to the floor on the carpet, but he bit his lip, the inside of his lip.
Was there ever a black eye?
No.
Did you let the parents know that happened?
Yes.
And they kept the child there another week after that?
Yes.
All right, what's going on?
I disagree, Your Honor. There was many causes of concern before we came to the decision to remove our child from Jennifer's daycare. She never gave us sufficient notice when supplies ran low. So we had asked Jennifer to give our child a 50-50 mix of formula and milk.
Organic milk.
Organic milk that we supplied. So a week later, Lindsay went in to her and asked her how the supplies are doing, and she found out she wasn't using any formula. She was only giving him full milk, and she ran out of the organic milk and started supplementing him with her own milk.
Okay.
Okay,
what happened with that?
Lindsay never told me to do the half and half. She just told me to do organic milk.
Okay.
And
is anything in writing about what the new instructions were?
No.
No.
That would be a really good idea. Okay, so go on.
Okay, so basically it was a brand new formula that accompanied the organic milk. So my wife discovered it was never even open.
Is your wife here?
She's not, Your Honor.
Okay.
She couldn't get off work, but I have a
All right, so go on. What else was the problem?
Okay, my child would come home in other brand diapers than what we supplied. So
Okay.
my wife went in and asked Jennifer how our diaper supplies were, and she said they were fine.
What did your wife okay, you keep telling me about stuff your wife complained about. It'd be really good if your wife was here.
Yeah, well, I'm going to get to...
But just tell me, would she complain about the diapers?
No.
Did she ever say anything to you about diapers? She says in her statement that she, on countless occasions, he'd be wearing some other child's diapers. I think she means diaper brand, not the actual, not the one supplied by us. I would ask if she was low on diapers, and she would say no. I'm sorry, but what does that mean? Did she ever say to her, this is the problem, I can't cross-examine the paper. Did she ever say to her, these aren't the diaper brands I gave you, you're putting the wrong diapers on? Did she say that to her?
No, she never said that to me.
All right. Let's get to the nitty-gritty here, because what we're talking about, diapers and that, and if it's this brand or the other brand. Let's talk about a black eye, because you accuse her of the baby having a black eye in her care and not informing you.
Yes.
I want to know about that.
So is it negligent on the daycare worker's part or operator's part that the kid fell in and got a fat lip?
I don't think so, no.
Why not?
Because 1-year-olds toddle, they fall, their heads are big. You can't wrap them in bubble wrap.
Okay, who else is a parent? Negligence?
Yes, it is.
Really?
Yes, it is. I think they should have really been taking care of the kids. I put them in their hands.
But if you have like 5 kids and they're walking all over the place, how do you do that?
Hire 5 people to take care of those.
Interesting. And parent?
I feel it's just an accident. If he just bit his lip, then, you got so many kids. I understand.
Fair enough. Going inside the courtroom.
I had a doctor's appointment, and my wife accompanied me on it. So when we got back to Jennifer's house, Jen had my baby in a stroller outside. My wife unstraps my child and sees the black eye was a swell mark here, and it was bruised over.
Do you have a picture?
I don't have a picture.
That would be really good,
Okay.
because she's denying it happened.
I know.
Right.
But I just want to get it out there because I do have. And she said he fell and bumped his head on the corner of a table.
Okay.
And it looked consistent with that, so we asked her to please notify us if anything else happened.
Okay.
Then, on October 2nd, he sustained a lip injury. We weren't called, we weren't told. I went in to pick him up, and Jennifer told me it was not that bad, and that's why she didn't call, and there was absolutely no blood.
Do you have a picture of that one?
I don't, unfortunately.
Okay.
And it was swelled out.
See, the thing is, this black eye that you talk about, according to your wife's affidavit, it's not notarized, just a typewritten sheet and somebody signs it on the bottom, but according to that happened in August. You left your baby there in October. You see, in order for you have a contract, and just like every other Tom, Dick, and Harry who signs a contract, you're bound by it. There's no exception for you. So if your contract says very clearly, as it says, that you got to give 2 weeks notice, if you want to leave, because you can leave. I mean, you're free and American, and that's your baby. The thing is, do you have a right not to pay the 2 weeks? Because you don't want to just leave. You want to not pay the 2 weeks. For you to have a right to not pay the 2 weeks, there's got to be a breach by her, okay? That's what gives you the right not to pay the 2 weeks. When you tell me, well, Judge, my child had a black eye, and you keep your kid there 3 more months, that's not doing it for me. If it didn't bother you, it's not bothering me. Apparently, that's how you treated it, because August, September, October, the baby's still there. So tell me something other than, by the way, did your mother-in-law move in with you because of a divorce?
No,
did your wife tell her, yes or no?
No, because we found out that she had misinformed me about the bleeding. There was bleeding involved with the lip.
How do you find out there was bleeding when she said there wasn't? How do you find it?
Her coworker
said that the
said
child
that there was a lot of blood, and I have a statement.
Do you have a statement from her coworker?
I do.
No, I have a statement.
You have a statement from your coworker?
Yes.
Okay, which coworker told you that?
Lauren.
Okay, is that who you have a
Yes.
statement from? Let me
Yes.
see the statement.
But it doesn't, I don't know if she wrote anything about the lip, but it's a statement. It is a
Well, I
statement.
don't know. I want to know about the lip. Apparently your baby's very lovable and everybody misses your baby. I am very sad that baby James left so abruptly. We love him so much and looked forward to taking care of him every day. And then Lauren talks about how your wife said, oh, I'm sorry, we're not coming anymore because my mother's taking care of the baby. Did her mother take care of the baby?
No.
Was she supposed to?
No. We were trying to line up a new daycare. We weren't sure if we were going to be able to get the paperwork together.
Well, no, your wife is saying today's the last day, so by then...
Yeah, that was the 4th. So that was the last day. We weren't
right,
sure.
You already had new daycare by then, right?
Okay, we had the daycare set, but we didn't have the paperwork so that he could go into the daycare yet. But, Your Honor, I have a statement from the new daycare, and they are witness to the fat lip.
Yeah, let me see. Okay, this is all about the discussion about the contract, nothing about the lip. Lindsay Roach, okay, this is from the new daycare provider, who says, Lindsay Roach contacted me on Wednesday, October 2nd. As I was told, he received the injury at the daycare. That was the reason he was being removed. She also mentioned that he received 2 previous other injuries.
And Your Honor, those
Did you go see a doctor on any of these?
I did not, because none of them were major, but that was before.
Okay, here's the thing, though. Just stop. I don't disagree with your right as a parent to pull the baby out. Absolutely. You know, if that's how you feel, you don't feel that she's paying close enough attention or whatever else, that's fine. But having had several babies myself, okay, I know that the most diligent of parents or caretakers who are staring at the baby, okay, if you're going to give your baby any amount of freedom and any amount of independence to discover himself and his surroundings, they're going to take a few steps and they may fall. Okay, and this kind of stuff is going to happen. These are all legitimate reasons for you to make a decision that you want to make a daycare change. They are not safety concerns that would allow you to breach a contract. Pay the lady $400 verdict for the plaintiff.
All right, so let's find out what the defendant thinks about losing this case. What do you think about the outcome here?
I'm just glad my child's in a new daycare.
Well, yeah, of course he's doing well, right?
Yes.
Everybody loves your baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, but why did you just yank him out? You know you had signed that contract, which...
Well, I thought there was neglect going on and she wasn't following our...
Why no pictures of the big black eye or the lip? It was such a big injury, an important one. Why don't you take pictures? Great evidence.
Yeah,
you could have used it here.
Yes,
why didn't you?
True. I don't know.
All right, okay. Well, good luck to the baby.
Bring your stuff back, sir.
Wish him good health. All right, step on in here. Right over here next to me. You feeling on the outcome here? You feel?
I'm very happy because, you know, and it wasn't really about the money for me also. I felt he was bullying me into not filing a suit against him because he thought that he was scaring me into thinking that I wouldn't follow through because he was going to get me in some sort of trouble.
He picked on the wrong daycare provider, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
Harvey?
So to win this, you have to show that the plaintiff used substandard care, and the fact is, it wasn't. That'll do it for this case. Litigants for the next case on the way into the courtroom right now.
No one should have to choose between their own safety and their pets. But nearly half of domestic abuse survivors delay leaving because they can't bring their pets with them. Purina is helping to create more pet-friendly domestic violence shelters through the Purple Leash Project, so survivors and their pets can escape and heal together. Visit Purina.com/purple to learn more.
This is the plaintiff, Scott Brown. He says the defendant's landscapers used a weed whacker on a gravel driveway, sending rocks flying everywhere, and 10 of them cracked the windshield of his car. His car wasn't even a year old. The defendant offered to replace the windshield with an aftermarket one. He wants one from the dealer, and here they are. He's suing for $812.13, the cost of an authentic Volkswagen windshield and installation. This is the defendant, Mark. He says he went to investigate the plaintiff's claim, and quite honestly, he didn't see even one crack in the guy's windshield. The plaintiff's harassing him mercilessly, sending him emails and leaving him phone messages galore. He respects this court and its process and will defer to the judge on how to proceed. He's accused of spraying gravel.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case on the docket. The plaintiff says the defendant's landscaper screwed up royally by using a weed whacker where a stone kicked up and broke his windshield. But the defendant says he's making up the windshield story. It's the case of you're a crackpot.
It's not exactly. Scott Brown?
Yes.
You are suing Mark. You've asked us not to use your last name. And are you a landscaping company?
Yes.
Okay. For damaging your vehicle to the tune of $812.13. What happened?
On August 8th, I went outside into my parking lot where the defendant's company was doing its weekly maintenance. As I proceeded outside, I saw rocks flying over.
When you say your parking lot,
the parking lot at my job, it was parked in the lot. I went outside to have a cigarette, and when I noticed one of his workers was weed whacking gravel, and it was kicking up and damaged my windshield.
you saw it happen?
I saw it happen.
Wow, and who says smoking doesn't pay? Okay, so so did you walk over to him?
Yes, I actually kind of trotted over to him, but he didn't speak very good English, and he didn't listen to what I had to say, so I let him do what he had to do. And I checked out my vehicle.
Okay, did you take pictures?
Yes, I did.
May I see it?
Yes.
So how did you finally get in touch with the defendant?
I talked to one of the foremans of the crew who spoke English, and they contacted him.
Right then?
Right then.
Oh, okay. And then, does he come, is this your windshield?
Yes.
Okay, so does he come out?
Yes, he came.
And you talked to him, and how did that work out?
He said he was going to make a couple phone calls and get back to me.
Okay. Is this a picture of the gravel?
Yeah.
But that's not gravel, just like a wrecked up parking lot?
Yeah, it's only halfway done.
The blacktop is all damaged?
Yeah.
That's what you mean?
Yes, and it's disintegrated to gravel.
Wow. So you go out there and what do you see?
First I was called by the plaintiff that we had done this damage. I immediately got in my car and went out to the site. And I looked at the windshield and I honestly did not see a crack.
Okay, but what he's got pictures of, it hadn't cracked yet. It was,
no, they're chips.
They're
not
chips
cracks.
in the
Yes.
windshield. Here, show it to him. He's got a ruler by it, which is the best way to come to court.
Yeah, I had saw little what I referred to as like glistenings because I had to actually.
Glistenings is so much prettier. Don't we all just want glistening on our windshield?
I had to see it in the sunlight because it, what I expected to see was a piercing in the windshield and some spidering from, I'm in the business 35 years. When I looked at this, I said, this isn't damage from us. This is.
Oh, I see. So you're not denying that there's
something on
There's something on that you're saying that's not from us?
I'm saying that looks like it's.
How are you qualified to say that, or why should I believe, and how do you know?
So did the plaintiff prove his case? Is that enough? Did he prove his case?
To me, I think he proved it.
Because?
Because he stopped when he was supposed to.
He stopped and called the guy over.
Yeah, so that's why I think he proved it.
Okay, fair enough. I think you're right. Going inside the courtroom.
I mean, the guy says he saw it happen and he ran to your guy right away. What did your guy say?
They put me on the phone right away. They called me and said, look, we have a problem out here. And I went out and I saw.
What'd they tell you? We don't think we did it, or we kind of did it?
They never think they did it, but I went out there to to be businesslike. We had just taken the account over, and I wanted to be right for the building owner. I wanted to be right for the tenant.
Did you end up keeping the account?
Yes.
Okay, but you still haven't paid him, but you said you'd pay him. And the problem is that you are willing to buy him a new windshield, but not a new, what brand is this?
A Volkswagen.
Volkswagen. What year is your car?
2012.
Okay. And did you buy it new?
Yeah, brand new.
So it has the factory windshield.
Yes.
That has the exact specifications, and you wanted to get the cheaper one. What do you drive?
What do I drive? Drive a Prius, Toyota Prius.
Okay. And would you want to get a generic windshield if something happened to it, or would you get the one Toyota recommends and builds for your car?
I've been in the car dealers too many times to know that they call a service just like I did to come and replace the windshield, and it doesn't come from Germany, and it doesn't come, my windshield wouldn't come from Japan as a Toyota. And
okay, is there such a thing as a Jetta authorized windshield?
Not that I'm aware of.
Yes, I have from the dealership. I have a quote from the dealership.
Yeah, but does it, he's saying the dealership just calls a glass company. And
No, they don't. There's a stamp on my windshield that's written in German.
Okay.
And that's the exact same one that's in there. All I want is replaced what's there. I don't want an aftermarket piece of
Okay. Do you happen to have a picture of the stamp? Do you know what it says?
No.
Because the car's built in Germany. I mean, does it say Al's glass shop?
No, it's all written in German.
Helmut's glass shop?
And I have a police report saying that the defendant's company also beat up 7 other vehicles that crashed.
Let me see. Beat up. I mean, that's a little
He
strong.
cracked
That's right
7
there
other
with
windshields.
glistening. Do you have a copy of the police report?
I don't have anything, Your Honor, and honestly...
Did you know there was a police report?
This is the part that's harassing. I know nothing about what he just presented.
It's harassing or it's vexing? I mean, he's not harassing you by you not getting the police report.
He's telling me now that there's a team of people, of 7, that have allegations against me.
Do they?
Not that I've heard.
As of yet, no.
How do you know that they did or they didn't go up against him? As of yet, no. You've talked to all of them?
I work with them. These all workers' vehicles.
Weed whack in the parking lot, which resulted in small stones and pebbles chipping up his vehicle's windshields. Blah, blah, blah. While inspecting the damaged windshield, Scott showed me where the landscaper had weed whacked. I observed a freshly disturbed line along the parking lot, which runs in front of several vehicles. Upon further inspection, it was learned that all 7 vehicles sustained small chips to the windshields from the weed whacking. I also observed small stones and pebbles on the hoods and windshields of the vehicle. Wow, who's harassing you? That's a police report.
I'm unaware of that.
Right. Okay. Show me the receipt for the estimate. That's what you sent up here already?
Yes.
Okay. Based on what I see, I want you to have a copy of this because you should. Okay. So just make sure he has a copy of this before he leaves. Based on what I see, I find in favor of the plaintiff in the amount of $812.13. Good luck, folks.
Thank you.
So that means the defendant comes out here on the losing end of this case. Any doubt now? In your mind?
I still think it doesn't make any sense to me.
Didn't the police report make sense to you?
It's a mysterious report. I don't know where it came from.
You don't want to understand it.
This is a grave surprise to me.
Our heads going to roll over at the old weed whacking company?
I guess so.
Yeah.
Heads are going to roll.
Okay. All right, so step on in here. Okay, so you got every cent you sued for.
Yeah, all I wanted was just to replace what was already existing in my car. The car wasn't over a year old, and it was in perfect condition before the defendant's company got it.
Yeah, how come you couldn't stop these guys before they did all this damage?
Language barrier.
Everyone understands stop, don't they?
No. I ran up and I was like, hold on. He shrugged his shoulders and kept on going.
Okay, Harvey?
Here's the thing, there are so many people who, when they cause damage, they say, oh, I can get this guy a cheap this or a cheap that. Fact is, you're entitled, or this guy is entitled, plaintiff, to get a comparable windshield.